Alrighty, once again, back with another mascara. We have Mega Link today by Wet n Wild. As usual, I'm going to do this side with the L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Base. And then if you want to see just this mascara on this eye, you have to go to my TikTok, which is at AshleyMay1, AshleyMay1. Now, for this, I got a new eyelash curler. Hopefully this one will help. It's supposed to be like triple curl. I tried it last night just on my eyelashes to see how it works, and it's actually pretty nice. It's got these extra little, if you can see it, got those ridges if you can see them, and it has a few up here too, so it's a literally triple curl. If I look over that direction, that is because that is where my face is over this way. Like, I'm looking at my face, and that's the camera. So if I look over, it's just because I'm checking things. And then, of course, as you saw, I put my mirror over here. Yeah, so I'm just gonna talk about random stuff like I normally do. Alright, so recently at my work hasn't been too bad. Hasn't been too bad. It's more of some of the servers. I'm gonna kind of help y'all out real quick. If you're ever going to be a server and there are hosts there, it's not just servers. Let's say there are hosts there as well. I know some places just have servers, and I know some places just have hosts. I'm going to tell you right now, when it comes to having a host, the host is there to help you, okay? We are there to seat you where we think that it should be best, and we will ask you if you're okay with being seated more, okay? And if you are not okay with being seated more, then that is okay. You can just tell us, you know, most of you that have worked in that kind of environment, I'm sorry that I know it's kind of annoying, but I kind of need it, so y'all can be upset, okay? It's not my fault. But, and then I put my mirror down here so it helps comb them upwards and I don't get it on my lid, usually. But, basically, when it comes to hosts, of course our job is literally to seat people and to help you when need be. I understand that. That's my job. I understand. I know. I've done it for a couple of months now. I understand how to do my job, and I have no problem doing it. My problem is I have this server. Yes, I'm going to also use this, but I'm going to keep this so you guys can see what's going on. But I have this server, and when I tell you, he's special. Yesterday when I was working, he had gotten upset because there were two hosts. One, she is still training, and then of course there was me. He had gotten pretty upset at the fact that me and her had seated these other two servers twice. Now, I understand he was upset about that. I told her to seat one server. I'll call her server 1. Server number 1. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. Because that's how the sections work. So we'll just say server 1, which is a woman, server 2, which is a woman, and server 3, which is the guy that I am talking about. So, server number 1 was supposed to be seated, but the other host seated the incorrect table, so it was actually in server number 2's section, and we had just sat her a party of 8. And so that was a little annoying, but she was fine because she's an amazing server. She is a frickin' queen. But, so she was fine. And then I had sat the one that we were supposed to seat, and then apparently server number 3, the male, I'm not saying this is like a hit on men or anything. Like, no, he's just frustrating. He's just a special breed. But he had gotten very upset about the fact that we didn't seat him and that we skipped him which is understandable, you know. And he's like, it's not, but this is, I understand if it's about money. You guys need to make money. I understand that. Just own up to the fact that it's about money. He wouldn't own up to it. He said, it's really not about the money. It's about my OCD. But it's not a problem with his OCD when I skip him any other day. Just this time is when his OCD is flaring up. Not bashing on mental illnesses. All I'm saying is he never had a problem with it before, and then all of a sudden he's having a problem now. You can't be selectively OCD. And if that was really a problem, then you're not the host. That's not your problem. What your problem is taking care of your tables. Being OCD is you are controlling of the situations that you can handle. Just because somebody next to you on the sidewalk is stepping on the cracks and you can't because you have OCD, and that's one of your things is you can't, that's for you, let's say that that's one of your problems, then you're not going to tell that person that they can't step on the cracks, because that's not something that you need to control, you know. You're more worried about your own situation and making sure that you are doing what you believe, right? That's more of the OCD that at least I perceive it. Of course, if I'm wrong, please let me know. But it was just kind of frustrating at the fact that he wasn't even telling this to a host. He was saying it behind our backs, and he was telling other servers, if you have a problem with hosts, okay, if you have a problem with something that they're doing, or you don't like the way that they're taking care of an issue, talk to them. And if they aren't the type to talk, then talk to them anyways. It's their fucking job. They have to listen. They're literally there to serve you, and if they can't understand that, they need to find a different job. Not saying be mean to them, I'm just saying bring it to their attention. Like, hey, I noticed that you may have skipped me, or don't even say that, just say, hey, can you seat me next? Or, you know, just talk to them and see if they can seat you more and whatever. But he didn't, and so I heard him complaining that we had apparently skipped him. So, to fix said situation, I had 2 people, or actually 3, but the first 2 people on the waiting list, right? So I was like, okay, I'm going to go and ask him if he wants these next 2 people. I'll give him a 5-minute difference. He has 5 minutes, right? So that means he has enough time to go talk to that first table, get their drinks out, and then take care of the second table. By the time 5 minutes came, and I had sat at that second table, and I'd let him know he was just getting the first table's drink, or just talking to them. So, and then apparently he was complaining to the other servers about how he couldn't handle it. And then one of the servers, when he walked away, she told me that she turned to server number 1, server number 2, talking to server number 1, turned to her and said, don't you love it when he complains that he doesn't get tables, but then when he gets tables, he complains that he's getting tables? It's a very fun situation. But yeah, so please just, like, understand, if you can't handle it, if you can't handle the tables, you need to communicate with your hosts. Like, if you can't do something, or if something's a little too difficult, or something's going wrong and you can't be seated, or, you know, whatever, communicate to us. Stop talking behind our backs. It's stupid. There's really no point to doing it. But anyways, about the actual issue at hand, I really like this mascara. Really like it, especially with this base underneath. I mean, I'm going to try it on here. It does fall quite a bit without a base. At least we'll see how this holds up. But, like, this is honestly the highest that I've gotten in my mascara. I know it doesn't really show up too well on the camera. I'm going to do a second coat after this one dries. But, honestly, I like it. Also, loving this. So far, it's by Revlon. That triple curl, whatever. But yeah, so just communicate to your hosts Because he's honestly, he's an awful server. He's the type of server that if I really knew how he was, I wouldn't tip him. And that's not me being like, I don't want to pay you. That's me being like, you're so selfish and self-centered. And I know that me and him have different point of views. I know he'll never see this. And if he does, hi, sweetheart. I don't really care for the way that you treat us hosts. And if you wonder why all of us hosts don't really like you, it's because you treat us like crap. Fix that, and then we'll like you. But anyways, he's the type of server that, he told me this. He said he will stand there and look over my shoulder to see what tip he gets, so then it guilt trips his customers into giving him more money. Because he's standing right there and he can see. I can tell you right now, every other server that I work with, besides this man, is so sweet. They, like, anytime they get even a little bit of money, they're like, oh, that was so kind. I mean, if you get really under-tipped, they understand. It's just frustrating because it's the only way that they make money, you know? But for him, he's, special. We'll say that. And he can think that it's because he's a Trump supporter, and I'm not. He's a conservative. He won't say Trump supporter. But I don't have a problem with that. I more have a problem with the way that he treats people. Which I guess makes Trump the perfect president for him. And he's just ignorant. He's the type of person that told me that he's okay with Trump because he has a good life. He's okay with Trump because he likes his life. Not Trump liking his life. No. This guy likes his life the way that it is, and there's nothing wrong for him, so he's fine with it. But that's all. I'm just gonna stop that here. Oh, and then bottom eyelashes. Always can't forget those. But overall, probably would say that this might be my favorite mascara so far. I'm not gonna lie. Really like it. I got it on my nose. I think I don't do face makeup. Shit, I don't know how y'all do that. I shouldn't be swearing, but anyways, Wet n Wild Mega Length Mascara. It's pretty great. Anyways, peace out, guys. Oily skin for the win.